second lesson I've learned is we all need to work together. The awareness of persecuted Christians would never have reached the level that it has without the help of Jewish people. My friend Michael Horowitz was one of the first ones to bring the persecution of the church to national recognition and international recognition, because he had a friend from Ethiopia who he found out his story, how he had been persecuted for being a Christian and hung upside down and beaten. And Michael said, well, what are the Christians doing about this? And basically, you know, Gitana said, not much. And Michael wrote about 50 letters after that to mission boards, to church officials, to the Wall Street Journal, places like that, and he really got the ball rolling. Also, as we were working to get the International Religious Freedom Act passed, it was Jewish organizations that held meetings for us and said, you know, you need to learn some of the lessons that we learned in the campaign to free Soviet Jewry, and really came alongside us and helped us. Also, the International Religious Freedom succeeded and garnered attention because it was supported by a coalition of organizations, individuals from both sides of the aisle, from very liberal to very conservative. It was really a pretty remarkable piece of legislation in that way. I'm not sure that that's possible at this point in history. Especially on the issue of Islam, there's such a block when it comes to that. But still, little groups trying to do something alone will not work. We need to all work together. All the, as Pamela said, all the victims, all the groups that support victims need to come together. The other day, I was at the launch for Dr. Walid Faris's new book, The Coming Revolution, regarding the freedom and democracy fighters around the Middle East and who are fighting against this kind of Islamic supremacism. And Walid's comment about all these groups and their supporters in the US was, we need a war room. We need to get people together in one room and work together. We need coordination between groups and ethnic organizations. My friend Deborah has this great illustration when we talk about Sudan, that we need to, how do you kill a cancer cell? You don't have one big bash. You have little bits of radiation coming from all directions and then smack it. We need our little bits of radiation. We need the Coptics. We need the Lebanese Christians. We need the Iranians who are dissenters. We need Sudanese. We need those of us in America who understand it, all coming together to do things. Third, we must use social networking effectively, and we must be active, not just reactive. We need to use YouTube. We need to really use YouTube and Facebook more. We need to use the arts. Right now, in terms of January, there's going to be a referendum on secession for the south of Sudan. Well, one of the things that has brought the most attention to that referendum is a young man, former lost boy, former child soldier, Emmanuel Jal, who wrote the book War Child, who is a hip-hop artist now and very popular with young people in America. He's bringing attention by singing, by getting his friends together on MTV. I mean, this is on MTV now. And in the same way, you know, George Clooney, you know. I was really annoyed with George Clooney when he was just talking about Darfur, because he was one of these, you know, there's a genocide going on and it's just happening. But he actually gets it now. I don't know who all saw the Dateline piece, but he went to the south of Sudan. He spent time with people. He went to Mariel Bai, which is this tiny remote village where most of the kids in Mariel Bai are children who have been redeemed out of slavery. And he was there. He understands now. So now's the time to get George Clooney and help him connect the dots on other issues as well. And maybe our Sudanese friends can help with that, since, you know, we've got an in now with that. Now also is the time to start talking to new members of Congress before they're even there, you know? Take a road trip. Talk to Colonel Peters and or not Colonel Peters, Colonel West and Marco Rubio. Go to Florida. This is a great time to go to Florida anyway. So, but get these people, and then also we need to make as much use as we can. And I don't mean that in a, you know, we're using her, but really to take advantage of the commitment and passion of Congresswoman Sue Myrick on this issue. She is stellar, and whatever we can do to provide information to her and to work with her, the better. Then finally, we must win the hearts and minds of the young people, of the youth, the coming generations. You know, I look around and like, you know, I'm not the oldest person here, but I'm not, you know, the youngest person either. And we need young people involved in this. You heard about the horrible situation that Robert Spencer has and other people have when they go on campuses to speak. And a sad thing about that is it's not just secular campuses. You would find that on a lot of Christian campuses too. We have to start ideologically with elementary school children, you know? They get indoctrinated in school very early, so parents and others must help them to discern the truth from a very early age and to counter false information that they're getting about Israel, about Islam, about all these things. We need to provide information. We need to have special prayers. We need to put a human face on persecuted minorities in the Middle East for Sunday school classes or youth groups, things like that. You know, I think what I can't do, if I bring someone who actually has gone through that experience, it's going to make a much bigger impact. Young people are great activists, and they've made a difference. When I was writing my book, Girl Soldier, about the children of northern Uganda, the reason that I was really inspired to write it was because across this country, young high school and college students have just become passionate about the children of northern Uganda who have been taken as child soldiers by the Lord's Resistance Army, which has an Islamic connection, which, you know, they don't talk about that much, but they're just, kids are getting out of college and going to live in northern Uganda, or they're starting their own organizations. They're passionate about it. They're passionate about Darfur. And now, finally, they're even passionate about South Sudan. And they need to see our cause as a justice issue. They're concerned about justice, but some of them have a pretty skewed idea of what justice is. So we need to frame our cause as a justice issue, and we need to help them as well, this new generation coming, to connect the dots and see that the one theme behind everything that they care about and that we care about is global jihad and Islamism. Those are my lessons. Thank you.